Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Summit 3. We're here in the SEA qualifiers, and it is day 1. Things are beginning to unravel here. We've got Nvidia ACES taking on Rex Regum Keon here in the SEA Phase 1 of the qualifiers. GoDz. Joining me is none other than WinteR. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Hello.
Hello. Good to hear your voice, man. Normally, I'm used to hearing your voice right next to me, but you've gone home, so that's okay though.
Don't worry. Next month.
Yeah, next month we'll be catching up soon. I'll be coming to Malaysia and we'll be having some good bonding time there. But the Summit 3 is back, WinteR. Are you excited?
Yeah. I want to come again.
Okay. Well, well, this will be your first summit if you get to the Summit 3. So
yeah.
we'll have to see if we can make a special visit for you. You've come during DAC.
I missed the winter edition. GG.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. The summer one's better. It's nicer weather. You know, you can enjoy LA to the fullest. We get the full. Last time, like during the Summit 1, everyone was chilling outside using the veranda a lot. Summit 2, everyone was indoors because it was cold, it was raining, it was storming, and it wasn't as fun. But Summit 3, it's going to be summer again, so it'll be nice. But
how hot is that? Is that as hot as here? I don't think so.
It can be. It gets up to, I don't know, Celsius. It probably gets up to like 35 degrees Celsius or something. Maybe not quite that hot, but it gets pretty hot and warm. We'll set up the pool and everything. We had that during the Summit 1. It was a hit with some of the players, so we'll have all that going. But Dota 2 time. So I'll pop up the bracket for those of you watching the stream here. These 8 teams are fighting over 2 spots in the kind of main SEA division. You've got Nvidia ACES versus RRQ, First Departure versus mvp.ph, Natit versus Signature Trust, formerly known as Myth Trust, and we've got Arcanus versus Execration. So the winner at the bottom and the top half of the bracket will join 6 other teams in Phase 2, which is what this is all about. So WinteR, we've got the draft underway, we've got things started here. You're going to be playing in this qualifier. I don't know if that was something I wasn't meant to spoil or not. But I'm looking forward to seeing your team in action that you're helping with.
Yeah, I want to show you something tomorrow.
You're going to show me something. Oh, is it the offlane morphling?
Shh.
Oh, I know you too well.
I've been doing that in the league a lot, but this game there's no such thing.
Yeah, Centaur, he's an offlaner. RRQ going to be running old Brad Warden in the offlane. Nvidia ACES, though, they've gone for a Vengeful Spirit, Drow Ranger combination to open things up on the dire side. Very potent, very powerful, and something that I think they've run quite a bit of before. For those of you who don't know, Nvidia ACES is a team from Vietnam taking on the Indonesian squad of RRQ. Have you been playing with these guys in the SEA in-house league or in scrims or anything, WinteR?
Not the RRQ guys and the ACES guys. They haven't really played the league, but the rest of the teams, yeah, many of the players have been playing the league. Okay. But I'm actually quite surprised. So, like, they have Venge and Draw, but they didn't actually ban out the Chen instead. They ban out something like the Bristleback, which Nvidia they like to play Wisp plus Bristleback a lot in like the past few months.
Yep. Okay. Well, no Wisp Bristleback this time. They're gonna go for the Magnus as their 3rd pick, so RRQ were at least on the right lines that they weren't going to be going for some full range lineup.
Well, feels like a Medusa game though. You have a Venge, Aura, Swap, and Magnus Empower, then you have Draw Aura. You can go for, but it's greedy though, like Draw, Medusa plus a offlane Magnus, obviously.
Yeah. You can do it. The other day it was, I think, Yoki for Team Empire who played an offlane Magnus, got nothing out of the lane. But
it was yesterday, right?
There was the day before yesterday where he played the really insane Magnus game where I think it was 2 days ago.
I saw the highlight. Yeah. He had like 1 CS at 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, exactly. He had 1 CS at 10 minutes, got completely zoned out of lane, got nothing done, but then mid to late game he just hit incredible RP skewers and had a huge involvement.
The enemy was not paying attention to him. I saw in the video. They're like, this Magnus has no farm. GG. We don't need to take care of him.
Ooh, Invoker comes out. So
yeah, offlane Magnus definitely. Exalt Invoker with the draw, possibly. Then they can actually have a lot of damage from the draw aura with the summons.
It'll be Invoker mid against the Shadow Fiend, so I feel like Invoker doesn't do amazingly well against Shadow Fiend, but we could see some supports help out there.
They have Bench is decent for ganking. The other support that's much easier for ganking is something like a Spiritbreaker or Skyraf. But both of these here, I mean, personally, I would prefer the Spiritbreaker since it's more tanky for the team. But Skyraf would do a lot of damage with the Magnus, obviously, and it's range hero with the draw, so another plus.
Yeah, yeah. As for RRQ, they've got their two supports. They've got the Shadow Fiend, most likely for the mid lane, the Centaur for the off lane. Just looking at some kind of a safe lane farmer.
Yeah, sometimes they do safe lane Centaur, sometimes.
Okay,
I mean, it's something that you see a lot of teams do in the past as well, where they give the farm to the Centaur first and you have a more farm-orientated hero on the offlane. But sometimes you can also have two tempo control with the Shadow Fiend, so the Shadow Fiend can have everything in the world to farm.
Centaur's definitely not seen much play in the offlane for a bit.
Yeah,
so.
he doesn't really fare. Sometimes he fares really badly in the offlane, especially against a support like Skyraf, draw ranger lanes. He can't really get a lot of farm and experience, so it's difficult for him.
Yeah, and doesn't have the ability to easily fall back to the jungle like someone like a Batrider per se. So no, it feels like if they're going to pick it up third, they may be more inclined to run it in the safe lane. We'll see though. They may say, depending
Axe
on
maybe, if they want to. Axe can go jungle. Yeah, Axe for Centaur. I'm not sure about. It feels like it's something could work because you have two frontliners, two gap closers basically against the draw, which is important, and you have two team fight controls for the Shadow Fiend to dish out as much damage as he wants to, plus the death ward. Could be a good idea.
And you could even run it like with the Witch Doctor or something in a 2-1-2 setup with it as a dual lane in the off lane to help the Axe out.
Lion Centaur, good killing power. Witch Doctor can make sure that the Axe gets. Oh, this is also something that will get a lot done if he gets a good start against the supports that a support like a Venge, but he needs a good partner against the Brute though. A Sand King maybe.
Yeah, and Venge actually doesn't do terrible against a Brood. Like having the Wave of Terra.
Yeah.
I've seen Venges do okay as far as trading hits a bit with the Brood, at least at level 1. You've got the Wave of Terra. You can find the Brood over trees and do damage, and then
it's tricky. It's tricky though. They have draw. I think it should be a draw. Draw safe lane. So draw doesn't offer too much against the Brute. It's not a big threat. Yeah. So if the Brute sort of gets a huge army of Spiderlings, I mean, he could potentially wreck the lane, depending on what is the other partner for the bench though.
Yeah. We'll have to see what the last pick's going to be. I feel like it needs to be something that does have that ability to somewhat deal with the Brood. The Sand King, the Earthshaker, some kind of...
Spiritbreaker is decent against Brood though.
Yeah, it is. Actually. The 4-position Spiritbreaker.
You can track him down. What other supports is decent against Brood? Let's see.
You could just get like a high killing combo, which is what they're going to kind of go for. Vengelina.
This is fine as well because you can break the trees with the stun. So as long as you have some sort of way to maneuver into the trees and actually track down the Brood, then it's okay. But I'm worried though if they sort of don't get... It's not so easy like a Spiritbreaker where you can just charge and follow him. Lina is like you need to land the dust, and especially that you need to land the dust past the half of the range, so you actually disable the free parting. That's what it's called. So you can't run around the trees. So you can actually catch him in place. So it's not the easiest execution, but definitely possibilities there.
Okay, well here we go. It's going to be game 1, our opening match with the Summit 3, and ACES, Nvidia ACES, going to pull out the Lina. Not here we get to see too much of in general, but a fun little support pick to have coming into play.
You see that in the NEL a lot, solo mid Lina.
Yeah, I feel like more often than not when I see this here, it's been solo mid.
It's good, solo mid against Shadow Fiend, BKB carries, you get X, why not?
Yeah.
It's very good.
Good against the Storm Spirit as well, which is really popular. Storm just can't walk up and Remnant easy against Lina with Lina's huge range, and also just the fact that Storm goes kind of melee in general, so does make a nice little pickup there. But this is not going to be the mid Lina. It looks like we'll be headed towards a mid Invoker for ACES, so things will start to unravel now with the lanes, and Brood is going to be headed to that off lane for XOT. Okay, so fairly standard for RRQ. Going to be running the Brood in the off lane. XOT going to be handling that. In the bottom lane, it's going to be Magnus walking right into Triple X on the Lion support. Please Don't Judge on the Centaur. Phoenix on the Witch Doctor. And Yabby Yao on the Shadow Fiend. For the dire side, Nvidia ACES from Vietnam. Going to have Misa, playing the Magnus. In the offlane, 77 going to be on the mid Invoker. We've got Fox on the Drow Ranger, and up top the support duo of Tai as well as SPH on the Lena and Vengeful Spirit. So likely that both teams will probably just be running a safe lane, tri lane, and then having the solo offlaners with maybe some early support rotations.
They have a very good Roshan lineup for ACES. And by the way, the Shadow Fiend player is Don Juan, his old name.
Oh, Don Juan. I see.
Yeah, so I make it easy for you.
That does make it easy for me. Unfortunately, the ticket, the compendium, not added yet by Valve, so the player names are as they appear on their Steam profiles. Good guys, Nvidia Aces have changed their names to their actual what they are though.
Yeah, the other guy, the Witch Doctor is a new guy, just new addition, but the rest should be all the old players. Phoenix
is like a really old school man. He was on like the old Ritter Art team, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I remember him. He's actually like he's been around forever. He's married and stuff. He's like an old man, isn't he?
I'm not sure about that, but
yeah. If it's the Phoenix I'm thinking of, I think he might be.
If you look at the top lane right now, the Brood, he needs to be careful. There's a sentry there. Oh, they didn't get a stun.
He's fishing for it. Go for the magic missile level 1, but
yeah, but they should have actually a dust though. It's much easier because you dust him there, and you actually, if you can catch him, it's most likely dead. Yeah. The sentry is much more reliant on the Brood entering a bad position like this. Okay.
Oh wow, Brood has entered a bad position. The second sentry comes out. Brood tried to outrun it, and it will give up first blood. Oh dear. ACES, they strike first. And it's a bit of a...
It was too dangerous there to interrupt, too greedy. He wanted to get the last hit though.
I feel like Brood just needs the levels. You don't have to go for those early last hits.
You generally just want to sit in a tree, like in the middle here, and or something like this. Is a good example. And get level 3 as fast as possible. You don't need farm.
TP's back in immediately, takes a lot of harass, brought down to half HP, so...
And you know one more thing as well, Parker, about the Brood. Like usually you play offlane Brood and you want a sentry with you. So when the lane pushes like this, you can just sentry and reward the enemy sentries that's looking at you. It's a pretty important thing so that the Brood actually has a good start in the lane. Doesn't need the gold that much, but by removing the sentries of the opponents, he can get experience much easier.
Yep. Ace is already pulling, gonna not get the double pull off. Looks like just one neutral kind of gets.
Lane. They see the invis though from the Magnus. Let's see if he's gonna get greedy.
Yeah, SF should be kind of playing safe and defensive off of this. Has his bottle coming out on the courier. Boots as well has enough money for them at least, but not gonna pick him up right now. Again at the top lane, the Wave of Terror coming out. Brood getting pummeled away at just level 2 and not getting a whole lot of XP out of this lane.
This is the result of dying the first time. It's very important not to die. Like at least if you die and you get experience, like the wave pushing, then it's still somewhat fine. But he's not getting too much. And if they get the pull here, the supports, so this is bad for him if they get the pull. They didn't get the whole wave. They got the 2 range over, so the Brood will get close to level 3, which is the most important part of the laning phase for Brood Mother.
Yeah. And Brood in general, I feel like the laning stage is meant to be where you're strong, because your hero in the mid to late game, or the mid game especially, is something where you get punished. So
he's like useless later on, close to useless.
If you don't have a good laning stage, then that's like the hero not really fulfilling its job.
Yeah, but he has another job as well. I feel like this hero. Sometimes you pick this hero not because you want to fit him into any sort of lineup you have, but you just want to disrupt what the enemy is trying to do. Like for example, the enemy is trying to get an early 5-man lineup and you pick Brood and they have to dedicate resources to stop you. So you delay their 5-man lineup by a huge margin of time. So the rest of the team can farm and defend against the 5-man lineup coming later. So sometimes you pick Brood for that reason.
Well, he's starting to build that Spiderling arm. He does need his Soul Ring now as he is completely out of mana. So the Spiderlings you see now is kind of what he's got.
Well, are they going to get him? Wow, they dodged the stun.
Magnus. He's get out of there, gets back to his tower here. Tiger looking to turn things around. The shockwave comes out, and Lena playing with fire here, getting very close to a hoof stomp.
Yeah, they were not on the same page. Yeah, they wanted to kill the Lina though because the Magnus already skewered out. So they actually could have maybe like one of them wanted to kill the Lina, the other one wanted to kill the Magnus. So in the end, they didn't get either one.
That's some confidence from ACES though to move Lina off of the top lane, leaving just a dual lane against this Brood.
Yeah, the Brood will have a good start. Will start to have a good time right now with level 4 achievement. Lina going for. I rarely see this on the supports though. 1-1-1. Usually you see this on more on the solo mid Lina. This skill build.
Yeah. No, as a support, you just want to have as much burst damage as possible, generally speaking. But we'll see how this works out for old Ty here. He's off to a good start.
They have Sunstrike though, so Brood, if he gets caught, technically they don't need so much burst from the Lina, just the control from the stun and Venge stun, so that would be a straightforward kill if they actually catch the Brood. Yep. Do they have dust? No, they don't have dust actually. So the sentry is going to wear out soon and they have no detection.
They need to bring out more ASAP. It seems like a top priority for ACES is probably going to bring out sentries, dust whenever they can. Yeah, we go. Sentries, observer wards, even a circlet picked up for your Lina. She's looking to get some extra stat points and getting all that efficiency out. So for now, RRQ, just the one kill they gave up at top lane for a Brood. That's one of those things where like you need to have a really strong lane stage as a Brood, but one death, even a couple deaths, isn't the end of the world for you. XOT right now is level 5, can still put on a lot of pressure on this lane and will keep the supports busy at this top lane. So looking at their
lineup right now, they will be just. I don't think they will try to do too much. The supports are not even rotating so much. Maybe just hold a type of score, I guess, for RQ, for any reactionary ganks that ACES do. They just need to wait for the Centaur. Centaur get blink, then he moves to the Brood's lane. Maybe smoke up in one support. Ideally, actually he can smoke with Witch Doctor or Lion, and the other one would just take XP from the save. I guess would be fine.
As far as mid goes, dead even on CS, 33 last hits apiece. SF though has a big fat neutral stack waiting for him.
Yeah, it's gonna change very soon.
Yeah, SF will pull away. The Invoker's done well to kind of stay on par. I think the Forward Spirit assistance and just going for the Exo Invoker does help as far as last hitting goes, and yeah, we'll see SF start pulling away a little bit, but the supports are not
protecting. They're not protecting the Drow so much anymore, so he might actually get caught. The Brood Mother has a lot of spiders here. No sentries in the lane.
Yeah, that's exactly what Brood has in mind. He actually goes in underneath the tower, gets a second web off, and the TP in will push Brood back, but that's a win in terms of the Brood. He's like, okay, I didn't get the kill, but Lina TP's up here. I know exactly where one support is. My SF can have a slightly safer time in the mid lane.
He can go and wave cut behind right now already, so that he can actually always force the Drow to be in a very bad spot. Yeah, he's gonna do that. There's a sentry in the lane and bottom lane. Magnus, he got up to level 4. Brood is very far ahead right now, level 6 on the off lane.
Dodges that one LSA and well, with just the 1-1-1 build on Lina, not a huge amount of damage out on these spiderlings, so...
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this build against a Brood Mother as a support, you know. I mean, generally, even as a support, no matter who you're up against, you want to get as much burst, like you said.
Well, Venge wasting a bit of time in the mid lane, is now going to just show himself and get some levels as Invoker goes back to the jungle. Going to pop that Midas on a big creep here and just clear out the camp for now, giving Venge like a small amount of XP in the mid lane, so... Brood still busy this top lane, doesn't have the perfect web network as far as getting over these trees, but still pretty decent for being very pesky and annoying for this Lina and Drow Ranger.
They have to dedicate, and they cannot leave the Drow alone anymore in this lane. The Drow is gonna die very easily against them.
It's not like they can send someone like an Invoker just to deal with the Brood as well. Invoker would also need support, so they don't really have any good one hero who can just sit in the Brood's lane and control things.
No, definitely no. If you have a farming Lina, maybe. Oh, here we go. Brood's going in again. I think he's dead this time. Is he dead? Yeah,
that's the one Gust off TP coming in. There's going to be a spawn spiraling soon. He may pay for this with his life. The Wave of Terror is there. An extra team goes down for it, but...
He used Soaring. I don't think he would have died if he didn't use Soaring.
He didn't have the mana for the nuke. I don't know. Would he have gotten the kill, though, without that? It was...
No, he had mana for the nuke.
He did?
I saw it. Yeah, he had 100 action spare. Yeah. Well, so he definitely had mana.
A bit costly in the end.
Bottom lane, the first blink.
Yep, first blink, first kill. Nisa goes down to the Blink Centaur, catches Magnus by surprise, 8.5 minutes in. Please don't judge, picks up his first, well, he didn't get the kill, gets the assist for it. Kill going the way of the support Lion, who Getting closer and closer to that level 6. And you talked about someone like a Centaur rotating top. Centaur, good at that. Also the Lion. Once Lion hits level 6 himself, that's an easy kill anywhere on the map, really, with this Finger of Death.
Looking to move right now. He has a TP and he's going to be off the map to create a lot of pressure
Yeah.
for the enemy team. And I think he's sometimes you see the sifting Centaurs going for a Vanguard first, but I think this game is more important. Like he went for the Blink first, which is so it's going to be much better this game since they need him to do a lot of stuff so that the other two supports, Lion and Witch Doctor, can catch up in farm. Top lane, the bench might be in trouble. Okay.
There's dust coming in, but he's going to lose the courier. Bench stunned into Sunstrike here. Brood will go down. Courier for a kill. I guess it's okay for the Brood.
He was greedy though. I mean, I don't think he needed to run in with the hero though, but he wanted to do as much damage as possible. So sometimes playing moves like that cost you your life. It's very risky though, running in. I mean, there was a chance to kill, but at the same time, he took a big risk by running in with his hero as well.
Yeah, Brood putting a lot of pressure on the lane, but ultimately, the few kills here and there, and Drow is farming decently with 50 CS.
We talked about this actually during the DAC panel. Like, you can have a very good start on Brood, but when you die, you give away so much because you're high level.
Yeah. Well, that's where the Drow kind of is right now, with Treads, Aquila, 1300 gold.
Wow, they forced him to stop his TP. He TP'd and he realized it wasn't a good idea coming in. So he has to walk all the way back.
And he's going to lose at least his tier 1 tower here. Probably not anything more than that, but the problem is once you lose this, if they keep on pushing, he's got lots of web charges, but there's a lot more ground to cover with your webs once you start losing your tower.
Yeah, it's not ideal to lose your tower as Brood. It's like very annoying, like you said. You have to reposition your webs and stuff. Lion has Blink right now.
As is Centaur, and he's actually made his way towards the top lane. They're going to look to fight this. Should ACES go for the push?
They can fight this with a TP. Here. Do they have TP on the Lion? Lion has TP. They can just blink and try to fight this. Shadowfiend's coming in. Does he have a mech? Oh, he's actually going for BKB first.
Okay, just instantly taking up here, and ACES back off here. Right decision. They probably realized this Centaur's been missing off the map for a long time, and he was up at the top lane. They're going to smoke down bottom. Lion blinks into this. Uh-oh! That is the wrong neighborhood, wrong time, wrong place, and XXX will go down. Getting away a bit of a freebie here, looking like 2 going to be going the way of ACES here. The Sunstrike completely off the mark, as Phoenix will survive with the help of those annoying paralyzing carks. But now, ACES are in position bottom lane to go for a tier 1 tower at bottom, as well as the tower they've already taken at top. Problem is, there's a Brood push coming their way at top, so someone's going to deal with this Brood push.
He's going for. I think the mech will be really good for his team right now. But yeah, he's gonna get a quick BKB on the Shadowfiend so that he can actually not take a lot of the spell damage that ACES have, which is gonna kill him more or less. But
still a lot of right-click damage.
Yeah, it's still a lot of right-click damage. That's why I felt mech would help his team, give him the armor to actually deal with the Drow and the Venge Howl as well. There's so much minus armor.
And ACES is going to give up their top tier 1 tower. Something you see generally against the Brood. At some point, you just have to accept your losses and not try and defend a tower that can't be defended.
Yeah, but at the same time, at least they got a bottom tier 1 and straight. I think if they have Shadowfiend mech, they might be able to defend the tier 1, which is going to be a huge change in the whole game. So not having that means that they needed to forfeit the tower. So in the end, it's 1 for 1 instead of them getting a free tower on the Brood.
Brood is pressuring the tier 2 now, so this is where Ace is going to be needing to rotate a couple heroes up there, at least someone like Alina to just clear out these spiderlings, but for now...
Yes, sending the Magnus.
Magnus, yeah. No Blink Dagger, just going to be shockwaving things down, has the Skewer to escape. It seems the rest of the team want to start pressuring towers. If they can take this tier 1 mid, then they can easily walk into that Roshan pit with Exort Invoker, Drow, and Venge.
They can even go fairly soon though. I think they can actually take it so quickly with the... It doesn't even take them 1 minute to finish it with the Drow, Venge, and the Invoker.
Maybe waiting for the medallion from the Venge. By the way, they're also going to look to kill the Brood first. Both supports smoked up, headed towards top, and...
Oh wow, he's so deep in!
That is
so greedy.
That positioning... He was right-clicking the tower with his hero. Opened himself up for that gank.
That's too greedy. That's too greedy.
Oh dear. Another
I mean, the first two greed is still like, sometimes you're okay. He was trying to get the kill, then he like went over his head, but that was just a big misplay there, hitting the tower with the hero.
The RRQ supports are smoked up themselves. Get down a nice observe order around these ancients, but I'm not going to find anyone rushing.
It's important to have that against the ACES lineup so that they can actually know if ACES doesn't use a smoke to go for Roche, then they're gonna catch Fox. Easy kill from that observer ward.
Well, It does give away the fact they put that observer ward there, though. So ACES have full knowledge of that observer ward and should be able to de-ward it fairly quickly. But hey, still a kill on the Jar Ranger, and the wards kind of at least give him some value already, even if it gets de-warded.
Yeah, and you talk about the medallion, but the bench went for the urn, which I think is not such a good choice here in this game. Like you mentioned, the medallion will mean that they can actually have an uncontested rush because they do it too quickly.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way the enemy can stop you.
Probably uncontested anyways, especially if they can bring down like the tier 1 mid tower and pressure some of these
Yeah,
lanes,
but it's still a good item though, medallion.
Yeah.
I mean, the urn is like, you get kills, you get charges for your team, it's still fine, but with their lineup, probably getting the medallion is much better.
Yeah. So Venge immediately picks up some sentry wards. We'll take out that observer ward that got the Jar Ranger killed, and that was a fresh observer ward too, so that's a pretty nice pickup, and will also open things up to take that Roshan just a little bit easier as well. So that'll at least help things out a bit on the ACES side. ACES, they're up 5 kills to 3. Getting out farm though. They're behind 1,500 net worth. Shadow Fiend on par with your Invoker. Centaur on par with your Jar Ranger, but you kind of go a bit further down, and Brood, especially as an offlaner, is getting a lot of farm right now, as you'd kind of hope that your Brood is doing. We'll get kind of
oh my god, he just gave away like 10 spiders. Magnus found him. That was a happy Magnus with the observer there.
Yep.
Saw the Brood farming.
Just little baby spiderites, but
yeah, but he had a lot of experience. It's still good for the Magnus getting higher ranks in the Empower. They're still not trying to go for rush though. I think they can just go for it. RRQ can't really contest though, because Magnus is gonna be around the pit, and they just need to smoke. I think just go in. It's done in 20 seconds or so.
They only need to bring like 3 heroes: Invoker, Venge, as well as Drow. You can have the Magnus holding the top lane. Your Lina can even show somewhere like mid. They smoke up now. No Drow. Looks like they're gonna head bottom lane for kills. I don't think this is gonna be for Roshan. Nisir at bottom is looking to defend this, throwing some shockwaves, maybe slightly acting as some bait for his smoked up teammates behind him.
This is not an easy angle. They don't have blink on the Magnus, so they can't really initiate. They have to find some sort of creative maneuver to start the fight somehow.
Seems RRQ are gonna back off regardless.
Yeah, if they wanted to start a fight, I think they need to rely on the swap on Venge, because Magnus doesn't have blink yet. It's not that easy.
Well, Brood just gonna continue doing what she can at the top lane, up to 2,000 gold. What kind of Brood item build do you feel like should be good for this game?
Blink. This game, you always want to have blink on Brood.
Straight blink, you think? Like even before like your Necrobook or your Dagon?
It should be somewhere around there. You can get it first, or you can get it after. Like, because sometimes you're not sure whether you want to go Dagon or Necrobook, so you can just get a blink first. Since blink would always never be wrong on Brood.
Okay.
It's up to the player. You can should get a Necrobook if you feel you can push right now. But for me, in this game, it seems like he can definitely make use of the Necrobook, because he's been doing a lot of pushing alone. So Necrobook could be a good option for him.
Oh, and he's gonna have some backup coming his way. The Blink Bros, the Lion as well as the Centaur coming up top. Centaur with a fresh, shiny little Vanguard that he's sporting, and they're going to drop down a deep observe board here. They find Jar Ranger, and this is looking like a very dead kitty cat. Down goes Fox, or does he? The swap out maybe enough here. The Stampede looking to chase him down, but he's going to walk into a cold snap here. Centaur locked in place, brought down. The gate gets turned around. Urn goes out onto your Jar Ranger to heal her back up, and ACES. They're the ones finding the kill there. They'll clear out, or at least push out the top lane. And Brood only do so much.
That was one of the moments. That was one of the few moments where the Brood was trying to act like he was just pushing the lane, where his teammates tried to catch someone coming in to try and kill him. But at the end of the day, the bench was just at the right place. Like, this is what you want from your team's bench player. Just at the right place, so the carry when the carry's in trouble, getting him out of trouble, and getting the team even a kill on the Centaur.
Lion got a bit greedy not using the Finger of Death. I think thinking he had the kill without him was like, oh, let's hold on to that. But
it was a call though, so you don't have to save. But sometimes it happens to players. You want to be as efficient as possible, and you actually hurt him in the end.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad play. I mean, obviously in hindsight it's easy to say, okay, he should have used Finger, but at the time
it's understandable. It's understandable why he did that, but at the same time, because it's easy for us to say it's wrong because it didn't work. We saw it didn't work, but at his position, he has his reasoning why he did that.
Oh yeah, it's a long 160-second cooldown. If he can hold on to it and then have it for an upcoming fight or to contest something like a Roshan, it's a big deal. But.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at the items that RRQ are going right now, they went for Dagon on the Broodmother right now. So that will actually give him a lot of killing potential against the Venge and the Lina at this point of the game. But he doesn't have the blink to actually use the Dagon properly. So we'll see whether he actually can get a kill with the Dagon right here.
Yeah, just Magnus up top for now and see what the plan's going to be. Level 13 on your Brood. Not even the highest level in the game. That's the Shadow Fiend who's got his completed BKB.
You know what?
Yasha.
Yeah, you know what? The Shadow Fiend Parker, he actually could have, if he's actually playing this sort of game, he would have hoped that he actually had a Midas. Because he had such a good start.
He did want to...
Yeah.
He went for a very tanky build. Part of why he hasn't died this game is partly because of his build. Like, he rushed a Bracer before even getting boots, I believe.
Yeah.
Or got, like... I can't remember exactly when, but he got a very early Bracer. Then he got Strength Treads. Then he got the Ogre Club. He was very worried about getting ganked this game.
He didn't really pay off the build because he wasn't involved in much. He wasn't involved in anything, he was just farming. So having the Midas here would have definitely been better since the team, I guess he just wanted to fight with the Centaur Blink and nothing really worked out. That's why it feels like he didn't do much with the BKB. But yeah, I mean the BKB is still a very safe choice against Lina. Draw a Venge and the Sunstrike from
It's an item you're going to want eventually regardless. I guess as long as you don't burn through it too quickly. He's still got the 10-second BKB.
It's just that he didn't get the maximum out of the early game because he got such a good start. Uncontested farm and stacks and everything. He just basically, he could have been maybe 13k net worth right now, I want to say. Around there.
Yes. Even going for something like the Yule's build, because the Yule's gives you some good mana regen, you can spam raises a bit more readily.
The Yule's build is a bit risky though, and I know Don John, he's a more stable player. Oh no, the Brood. Why is he hitting the tower again?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I didn't catch that one, but like where he died, his blood pool is on the tower. His hero, especially going for a Dagon build, it's not like he's got the pushing Necro build. That's...
You only do that if you have the blink though. You just blink at the last moment and here they go. They're gonna go in.
As BKB gonna turn and throw one raises.
Gonna swap him.
Swap back in, needs to BKB. The Requiem comes out. Lion got a finger here. Didn't actually use an Impale or a Hex. The Impale comes now. Just barely clips 77, who will go down to the Shadow Fiend.
The Magnus could have saved him. Could have went in there. He didn't go in the end, but they're gonna get a kill on the Centaur bottom. But the Magnus didn't want to save his buddy. He didn't want to save the Invoker though. He had a position to get a 3-man RP.
I guess it would have just been... no, the RP is actually on cooldown.
Oh, also on cooldown. Okay, I didn't realize.
I didn't go in. That would have been... I think that's from when they killed the Brood top they used that RP. T2 tower gets claimed though, so ACES getting decent claims around the map. They're going to turn and dust. Brood, what you doing, mate? That's not the fight to be taken, and Drow and Venge pick up another one at bottom lane. Not being the best showing from our Brood player, unfortunately. It's been a rough game as far as he's concerned.
Yeah, he's just taking a lot of risk though. He plays very recklessly, very risky. He got punished so many times in the game. You want to avoid that as much as possible. There's
a lot of just high damage output coming from ACES. The support duo of Alina Venge, you've got an Exort Invoker, who now has a Necrobook 3 as well, so... Now we
finally
see them go into Roshan.
22 minutes. This lineup, they should have got the Aegis on someone a lot earlier, like maybe 10 minutes ago, but they're still gonna get it regardless at the end of the day. 22 minutes and the Drow having a Aegis, so they're gonna be in a very good position to take, I want to say 2 towers at least in the middle lane, with the RP being off cooldown right now.
They've got everything they really need, and with that kill in the Brood, none of the lanes have been pushed out. Brood only now respawns and will start pushing out the top lane, but there's no real threat at top.
This is like a free tower, I think. They can't defend. Shadow Fiend has Mentor BKB on 2k, around 2k gold.
He's still very squishy to the right click damage.
It's risky though for them to take the fight. Brood is not going to offer much, so
and
this is dangerous. Unless they can blow someone up right away with the Centaur line.
It's not going to be the Drow. You've got the Venge swap. Venge going to walk right into the line. He gets the stun. Doesn't get the blink off in time. And XXX brought down with ease. Magnus goes skewering forward. Won't find anyone else. That's a T2. They may have got high ground off of this. They've got the Necro 3 out for a bit longer. They may at least poke at the tower. No creep wave just
Skewer
yet.
Skewer is on cooldown, so they have to just hit the tower and wait for the Skewer before they try something aggressive. The Lina even go for a very huge survivability build. 2 braces, Ogre Club, power trades. All the strength in the world.
To the side, the Brood now joining up, realizing the dire situation that RRQ are in. Their high ground is being sieged somewhat. The Necrobooks have been dealt with. The creep waves have been cleared out though, so at least it looks like it may just be the 2 towers if ACES back off here. And yeah, they're going to TP out the Invoker.
It's good enough. Yeah. It's good enough for them.
Definitely, and even just the Brood stopping the push at top lane, being pulled out of that lane. ACES gonna
money to burn.
Big
Is he gonna get a
away.
BKB? Lina? Is he gonna get a BKB straight up? I think so.
Either that or the Ag Scepter, I guess, is still an option, but...
Yeah, but if you get Ag Scepter, you start with... Point Booster is the best item to start with.
Yeah. You gotta get the Courier to
Seems
that
like
secret shop. That's sometimes a challenge, you know?
Seems like it's gonna be I think it's gonna be probably a BKB against all the spell of RRQ, but you rarely see that on support.
And also,
Very rarely nowadays.
you mentioned the survivability build as far as his items go. He's even gone for 3 points in Fiery Soul. This is not the build I would expect.
But if you think about it, it actually makes sense with how he's building the hero. He gone for more points in the passive, so he has more attack speed, more movement speed, so he can actually stand and fight. So if he went for he's going for braces plus BKB, so that will actually give him immunity to the spell. So that will allow him to use his passive to right click hero. I'm not sure how much he's gonna do, but that's his plan.
Yeah, and he has a lot of bonus damage because of the Drow Aura.
Yeah, the Drow and the Banshee. It makes sense, like with their lineup, obviously.
Yeah.
So this is something that's really interesting by a
And
support.
he's still got the nuke damage. It's what, 80 damage less on your Light Strike array compared to a level 4.
Yeah, but it's you make up for it by having a lot more right clicks. So here we go, the spiders.
Boom.
Oh no.
Oh, there's a counter initiation coming in from her center, but the cold snap going to keep him in place to some extent here. The swap back. Uh-oh. Looking like they'll lose a couple. Nice Impel comes out from your line. The Magnet's still alive, though. Gets the shockwave kill. It's a 3-0. SF going to drop the Requiem, but he's losing teammates left, right, and center. Now going to man up on the Drow Ranger. Has an Eagle Song attacking from the low ground, but not going to matter in the end. They do lose one more as Invoker goes down. The Drow surviving with the Aegis intact still, so big victory. 5 for 2. And Aegis.
Yeah, the Lina was doing a lot of right click damage, seriously.
That
was like
not bad for a Lina.
It was definitely paying off going for the passive,
yes.
The Drow and Bench Aura.
And that's where, okay, it will be an accept though. I'd say a BKB can kind of make sense because Lina's actually right clicking pretty hard in the fight. So having a
but
BKB
now
magic
he's
immunity.
Now he's thinking that, oh, Shadowfiend has BKB, I probably need the Axe to do it, to deal with him. So yeah, but it's actually just surprising because you don't usually start with Ogre Club if you want Axe after. Maybe he changed his mind.
He's a bit lazy, maybe, you know? Getting that Courier, well, the Courier was feeling lazy. The Courier's like, look, I'm going to pull in a Sickie today, I don't want to get to that secret shop.
I don't think he was lazy though, because he's buying so many, he's like, he wants to survive, so getting point booster gives you a lot more HP, so you survive though. So maybe he just changed his mind. He wanted to get BKB and his teammates were like, dude, we just need to kill the SF, he's the main damage source with BKB, and we win the fight.
Alright, well, completed Butterfly for your Drow Ranger. That is scary. At 27 minutes in.
This is giving, how much is he giving to the Lina? Let's see. Lina is 200 damage, oh my god.
Plus 67 from the Drow Aura. Venge Aura is another bit of percent damage, like another plus 25 to 30.
The Lina's hitting 200. Look at the Shadowfiend. The Shadowfiend is hitting about 200 as well after he gets all his souls. So Lina is hitting as hard as the Shadowfiend.
Well,
and
Lina hits faster, you know?
He hits faster as well, yeah. Basically, he's actually doing more right click than the Shadowfiend.
Oh my. Who's the real carry, says Ty.
Empower! Dude, you empower the Lina.
It's the secret carry. The entire enemy focus is going to be on this Drow Ranger, although maybe not.
I'm telling you, dude, it's like the enemy just dies and they actually don't realize who's actually killing them.
This last pick Lina doing some serious work here. They're going to put Drow in the front lines, plus 300 damage. Drow says, look, I'll show you 200 damage. Here's 500 damage. A swap back. Lion gets 2-shotted here. The BKB, they're up. He is there. Cancels the Requiem Assault. Deathling Blast. Media going to destroy the entire RRQ team. Even the Shadowfiend and BKB just getting right-click down. One more Drow Frost Arrow. Down she goes. It's a team wipe. 5x start rolling in. RRQ desperate to defend, but they're out of options here. It's the SF as well as the Centaur, the only two left standing, and ACES can go for another lane. It's going to be a center initiation. Not enough onto Ty to bring him down. The ice wall is there. SF blinks forward, trying to fight the Jar Ranger. No longer has an Aegis, but not enough damage. SF buyback somewhat wasted if he can't find some kills here. 7-7. Tornado now coming out as well. Has one last drum charge.
Skewer?
Skewer,
The high
shockwave,
ground.
anything. The Dragon Slave is there, and Dodge 1 gets taken out. Centaur not even get the kill on Lina. Oh, just barely. That 4-star in the end will get that one last kill, and Ace is probably going to be pushed back here. Line Finger of Death takes out Magnus. It looks like Ace is going to be forced back here, but that was a good 6 kills and some big structural damage as the mid lane of Rax gets taken. Aces pull ahead in a big, big way.
Invisibility.
Yeah, the Lina was actually, you know, he was like trying to do so much right click. You could tell when he was even if he was like so low, he was trying to right click. He's just
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
trying so hard to make use of the damage that he has.
Yeah.
He did a lot in the fight. Here comes the smoke. They want to make use of the buybacks. We already use our buybacks. We need to get something done.
Wow.
This is actually very interesting. The Lina support with this sort of lineup and actually going for this. It's actually,
At this
it looked
point,
like
this looks like a mid laner, you know? You got the drums even
and
on
it
top
looks,
of the X.
it's actually very strong though. Like he's doing a lot of damage. I mean, they are winning the game so hard, but
It wasn't always like that. In the early game, it was a slight RRQ advantage as far as
you
farm
could
goes.
see the Lina. He's doing a lot of damage as a support position with right click, with a mix of right click damage.
He's even leveling
Yeah,
up stats
they
instead
got
of
a lot.
DLSA.
They got a lot though. They got a lot done with the team fight and the rush, so
Yeah.
Lina got a lot from there to complete his items. But let's see what he's gonna go next. If he wants to persist on his right click, maybe you go for Maelstrom or like those sort of items, you know.
MKB or something. Daedalus. We'll
He
see
went
what-
back for a drum, so he has a lot of stats and
Yeah.
attack.
Maybe even a Blink Dagger if you want to go like mobility. Like I think Blink would still be a pretty good choice for him, but we'll see. Right now it seems
He
they're
can just
waiting for
lug
next
down and just right
Roshan.
click.
Money to burn.
Cool. We need to empower the Lina to see how much the Lina actually does.
Just want to see the Lina right click. Look at this Drow is the real right clicker though. That Drow last team fight had plus 300
Yeah, but
damage on top of the
it's
200.
expected. Zhao
Yes.
doing right click is expected. Support
You-
Lina doing right click is something you're like, what?
It's expected.
I just
but
cast my
that
spells
line
and
got two-shot.
I cast my spells and I back off. But this Lina is like, I cast my spells, I have my aura next to me, I stand
Oh,
and I
it will be the
right-click
BKB
I
by
right
the
click
way.
the enemy. Okay, so it actually makes sense. So he was actually thinking of going for a BKB the last time round, and then he changed his mind.
Yep.
It actually makes sense.
Well, he's on Roshan scouting duty right now. He has to keep watch. Won't be getting to
He
get his
has-
farm on.
He has the most HP. He has more HP than anyone on the Radiant side when he has
Yeah.
strength checks. That's even sad, you know.
Hey, that's a lie, Winter.
So-
Don't be feeding our viewers misinformation.
Man, what? He has 1.8k gold with 1.8k HP with power traits.
Invoker has
intelligence.
more HP, man.
What? Dude, no.
11
Invoker has strength threats. Lina has intel. I was talking about
Yeah.
when she switches
Okay,
to
so
strength.
before the trade, well, currently Invoker has more HP, Winter. Don't you be
No,
telling
dude.
fibs. That 9 HP advantage.
Centaur has 1.9k.
Yep. And he's got no treads at all, so he's the... Well, I don't know if he's the winner right now. He's 2-4, and the safe lane center just hasn't really worked out for RRQ, it feels.
It's difficult though when the Brood Mother is not having a good time. Because the Centaur, when you farm a safe lane Centaur early blink, you want someone else to be, like making space and forcing the ACES team to speed up so the Centaur can actually get his job done. But the Brood Mother didn't get her job done, so Centaur is having a hard time getting his job done. He's affected by the Brood Mother. So I can't really say it's all his fault though, but he's trying. It's just the Brood is
Yeah.
making it hard.
Sometimes you have those off games where you kind of maybe even go on tilt after that one or two deaths that shouldn't happen, and then you just try to get too much done, like where he was attacking the tower and shouldn't have been.
Yeah, it's like a
Those
mental thingy.
Yeah. You have a tilt game. Everyone has them every now and then. I don't know. Everyone remembers Arteezy's Ember Spirit. It happens to the best of us. So.
Well, yeah, shit happens to everyone. Everyone makes mistakes. So.
Oh yeah. Winter, even I every now and then will feed in a Dota 2 game. Would you believe it?
Yes, I do.
You've
Everyone
seen it.
does. Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen it firsthand. Roshan going to be claimed now. ACES, no cheese, but it's the second Roshan. So just an Aegis for your Drow Ranger in. Skadi now complete. Let's buff up the Drow damage even more. Plus 77 now with some more agility thrown in.
He doesn't want to empower the Lina, so we'll never ever get to see it. Never ever.
Giving himself empower. Magnus, you greed. Magnus doesn't get to right click in these fights, really. He just RPs and skewers.
Okay, just do the math. He's probably gonna get 50% damage, another 60 damage. So he has 250 damage right now. So he gets what he hits for 300 with empower. Yeah, he hits for 300 with empower.
Well, Magnus,
Damn.
come on, man. Stop these self-empowers. They buff up the Drow even more. Plus 330.
Man, you need to
Alacrity
buff
and power.
the Lina. Buff the Lina.
The real carry. Come on, Magnus. Rebuffs the Drow Ranger for now, and oh, easy Raxia. They're gonna annihilate the Lion. The tornado comes in. Centaur gets hit by the Deafening Blast combo. Won't even get a chance to follow that up here. Brood on the backlines. Right click and Lina. Here we go. Woohoo! It's GG. Game 1 in the bag. ACES take it against the Indonesian squad of Rex, Regum, Keon, and well, that does it, WinteR. Game 1 in the bag.
I'm taking notes for this support Lina. I think it's an interesting idea, running the Lina in this sort of lineup. And it gives the Lina so much damage. I'm not sure how strong it will be, but it's from what I've seen this game, I think it's a very good idea with the lineup. A lot of synergy with the Fury, so it's definitely a very interesting idea. Gonna try it out sometime.
Okay, well, they're one game away from getting through the next round of Phase 1. They have got to win 2 best-of-3s to get into Phase 2, into the kind of main SEA division, and right now, looking good against RRQ. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's going to be Nvidia ACES versus RRQ. Game number 2, our opening series of the Summit 3. You're listening to GoDz as well as WinteR. Stay tuned.